What's up, YouTube? This is Time here, and I want to thank you for joining me today as I do a channel update. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I just thought I'd let people know what's going on. So you can see I'm playing Archeage again. Like I said, I promised way back in the day that I would be revisiting Archeage. We quit for a while. I mean, the game had problems, and then it was handled very poorly, and I think, that just soured it for us, so we quit, and then, I got requests. People were like, when are you going to do the updated level 55 Inquisitor build, all that other stuff. They wanted to see the Requiem build again. So here I am back again to do this for you all. Today is, let's see, what was today? Today is May the 27th. So I'm going to be, like I said, I'm just going to be doing some more Archeage videos. We haven't, basically right now what we're doing is we slimmed down our to-do list, our video production, for a better, or for lack of words. What's going on here? Oh, my bags are full. Okay, that's not good. Oh, that sucks. I'll drink this and then I'll go don't need that. But, so yeah, I'm back. I'm doing an update. We slimmed our list down. We knocked out a couple of games. So basically, what's going to be happening is we're going to be playing Archeage. Still going to be playing Star Wars. That's going to be, for me, it's going to be my main thing. We're going to be playing Project Zomboid. What else? My wife is going to be doing some more Long Dark. There's Ark coming up that we're planning on playing. So, we've got a couple of games that we're playing, a couple of series that we're, they just didn't pull the numbers that we liked. And some of it, we just came in on the tail end of it. And that's the trick with YouTube. You got to kind of balance it out. Sometimes you can have a really good game, and it can come out, but you just, get on it at the tail end of it, when you get on the game during its, tail end of the game. Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to say it. You get on rank 1 and television. So there's got to be something here. No, I want to keep that. Oh, man. I did not plan this out very well at all, so... Alright, well, I'm going to go back and, put some... What is this? The cutter's gloves? Do I need that? Yeah, I need that. So I'm going to go back and, put stuff up and then come back out here. But, yeah, we started a couple series, and, they didn't get the numbers that we liked. We started in the tail end of the games, and... the game was past its prime. There was a lot of other bigger channels doing it. So you got to play the search game. There's a lot of tweaks and tricks you can do to get your numbers, to get you higher up in the search list. However, there's only so much you can do. And when you're a little mom, I call us a mom and pop channel. Because we're really small. We have 50 subscribers, 39, 38, something like that. And we're still trying to hit our stride. And this actually was the game that did it for us, where we started getting a lot of subscribers and we did a bunch of footage. People really enjoyed that. But, like I said, we stopped playing and due to the game. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was because of the game and things that they had done wrong and we just didn't like. And the politics of, we were in a good guild, but there was like a lot of politics, and it was like 1 minute we'd be friendly with these guys, and the next minute we're at war with them, and then we'd have guys at war with us that would, do stuff to us, and be like, hey, these guys are attacking us. Oh, well, don't attack back because we're in, peace talks with them. And it's like, okay, well, do they know that? Are they aware that we're in peace talk? Because their actions would indicate otherwise. Because I don't think they're not, either that or they're not taking these peace talks very seriously. They're raiding, they're raiding the shit out of us, and they're killing us. They're taking all our stuff. So, but anyways, so yeah. So now we're back, and I'm not sure how long this is gonna be. It may just be for a little bit. We may just do our 55 thing. We stopped playing, due to reasons in the game. There were other reasons, other real life reasons that were immediate, an immediate concern that we did have to take care of. And financially we were good. My health was good. My wife's health was good. The kids were doing good. It was just other family members were having issues. There was something that went down. Not to put all the business out there. Nobody really cares. It doesn't really affect them, but there were some things that had happened that we had to kind of take care of, and it was that simple. So things kind of went downhill quickly, so we stopped playing If you look, if you've been following our channel, you can see there was a period of time where the video slowed down like a whole lot. Like we kind of stopped doing a lot of everything, and oh yeah, Fraps is slowing in. Fraps is making this chug, but like I said, we're back. We're gonna do this for a little bit, and I'm working on getting my skills up to 55. Like I said, I mean, when I say we just started, we just came back yesterday, and we lost all of our stuff, and I was unaware that that you wouldn't be able to get your stuff. Like we had tons and tons of Archeum. We had like 7 or 8 trees, and I mean, we lost it all. It just got eaten once we lost our stuff. I didn't realize I don't recall anywhere saying, hey, you got 30 days to get your stuff or else. So we were gone for like 4 or 5 months, something like that. So we lost it all, and we were debating coming back to this a couple of months ago, and it was like, starting over, resubbing. I mean, we have nothing. There's no land. I got lucky. And I asked the guy. I was like, hey, dude, I had to pay a guy. I'm like, dude, I will pay the full cost for you to move your land over like 1 square. I will pay for everything that you have planted already. Just please help me out. We came back, and the dude was like mad cool. I was like, cause at first I thought it was gonna be a douche about it. He was like, yeah, I'll do it for 150 gold. I'm like, oh, cool, whatever, cool. I got it. I'll do it. And then he moved it. He was like, 20 gold's cool. It's all good, And because as he was doing it, I was talking to him, and he was mad cool. He was like, yeah, no, he's like 20 gold's cool. I'm not gonna take that. I was messing with you. I just wanted to see if you were, Basically, he was like, if you said yeah, if you were like no, he was like, then I was gonna be like, yeah, I'm not really gonna make the effort to move, but because he's putting all the cost. But he was like, because I was like, yeah, okay, cool, and I didn't really give him any hassle. He moved his land, so I was able to put down a farm, and so we got a farm. We don't have a house anymore. We don't have our trunks. We had all the little Archeum forges, the ones you have to go in the city. And we had all those. We had all of those. We had all the crafting stations. We had 3 of the. I mean, if you look back in the videos, you'll see what we had. I'm not blowing smoke when I say we had all this stuff. You just go back and look in the older videos. You see that we had everything. I mean, there was nothing crafting, like any of the crafting tables or stations or anything that we needed. We had everything. We could basically sit in our house and do everything we needed. And, it sucks that we lost that. And that was kind of one of the things that prevented us from coming back a lot earlier. But, the thing is, right now, and I hate to say this, because when YouTube is a fickle mistress. It is, and I promised that I would do this, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and do it. But it's kind of like we're chasing numbers, and sometimes you got to do that as a YouTuber, and you don't really want to. But sometimes you got to chase numbers. You got to go where the numbers are. And this was our game that brought us the most numbers, and we have been debating bringing this back before. And oh, look at that! I do like this. The announcements that hasn't changed, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, we had thought about bringing this back before, and other things were going on. We were doing other projects and everything. So we still have our main, Star Wars is still going to get played. We got a guild now. We're going to be doing runs, but we've got to start scheduling games now. Start scheduling how we play to accommodate some of the new games we're playing. Going to be doing some Stranded Deep. Well, my son is probably going to be taking over the Stranded Deep department because he really likes that game. And the fact of the matter is, I suck at Stranded Deep, and my son he's 10, and he's like retardedly phenomenal at that game. And he'll sit there, if I can get him to not do stuff like throw coconuts at sharks and do all that silly stuff, he could make a really, really good, really, really entertaining series. And he wants to do YouTube, and it's funny. I like to watch him walk. He'll like play a game, and he'll like narrate the whole game. And he's actually, for a 10-year-old, his vernacular is pretty good. He says things that are funny to me, and I snicker, but I don't think he's like, when he says them, it's just like him saying stuff. And me listening in, it's like, that's pretty funny. Hey, that was good, dude. I don't say anything to him, but he's got that knack to him. He's very charismatic when he gets behind the keyboard. So he'll probably be taking over that series. My wife, she's having fun with Stranded, or with Long Dark. Long Dark is not. I mean, it's past its heyday. not getting the views that it, you know, normally is. But there's some things that we're going to play that we just enjoy playing that we're going to put up on the channel, you know, and views be damned. And that's what you got to do sometimes. You can't always chase numbers. You know, there's a little bit that's involved, especially when you don't have a lot of subs. There's a little bit of number chasing involved. You got to go where the numbers are. But at the same time, we're not getting paid for this, and I didn't want this to be a job. I'm doing this for fun. You know, I'm a disabled vet. I don't work. I get paid by the government. My life is during the day is pretty dull. I sit with the kids while they do their schoolwork, and while they're doing the schoolwork, you know, it's kind of dull. And once they get done with school, and then, you know, interacting with the kids is it gets a lot more enjoyable. But, you know, I can't work. And I take pain medications and everything. So, yeah, there is that. So we're going to be doing some more, you know, we got some things on the horizon I want people to look out for. We're coming up on our 50 subs. And once we get our 50 subs, we're going to do something pretty special. And I think we're going to leave it up to the viewers, or leave it up to our subs and what we do. We may do like a $50 Steam gift card, or a $50, we were looking at the Star Wars thing, and they have the time cards, but they're for 3 months or something like that, or 90-day time cards or something like that. So we may do something like that, or we may, like, if you're doing Star Wars, we may get you like some crates or something. I don't know, you know. It just depends. We're gonna let the viewers decide what they want, what they would find more rewarding. But there's more than that, you know, as we get closer to getting our numbers where we want them, or we would like them to be. Like I said, we're coming up on our year mark, I want to say, and something like that. Year mark, I think so. But anyways, you know, people say if you're at you know, 10 subs in your first year, you're doing pretty good. You know, we're doing it. We're at 38. So you know, it's not bad. I'm happy that we have 38 subscribers, and you know, it is what it is, and I'm not complaining. But we're trying to get more things out there, more things that people are viewing. We're looking at YouTube, seeing what's going on. And there's some games that I don't care what the numbers are. We're not going to play them if they're not enjoyable, because there's games that, I mean, if we're not enjoying the game, it's hard to play a game that you don't enjoy and do well at it. And there's some games like Project Zomboid. I love Project Zomboid, but I sucked at it. Like, when I first started playing, and I did, no kidding, not even talking hyperbole, I still have a couple of them saved. I did about 20 episodes. They had 18. I think it was 18. And it was 18, and I think the longest I went was like 3 episodes before I died. I just was horrible at the game, but I was having a lot of fun. And my wife said I should have kept them and should have posted them, because there was a lot of, like, I was on point. And I'm like, oh man, like, people always say I come up with like weird names. Like, I was playing with Dingle Plump Griddle Flip was one of my characters, and I had like a backstory. He was a fast food burger guy. He was fat. He was trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. And then I did Captain Hugebeard, and Captain Hugebeard was a fisher and all this stuff. So my wife was like, "Oh, you should have kept that. That was like," she said it was brilliant. And I was like, "Yeah." Now hindsight, I should have, and I should have listened to her. It's my fault. I didn't listen to her, and I should have listened to your woman. She knows more than you do, and she does. That's why she went to college, and you didn't. Yeah, so I can filter the M16 though. I can tell you about some combat and some land nav, but numbers. I'm not a people person. So, but anyway, so that's what's going on. Well, like I said, I'm going to do my best to give you this these videos. I'm going to do the Requiem. My wife is playing as well. I'm going to try to make this Requiem video. Do a couple other classes. Do a Revenant. She played a Revenant for a little bit, and she thoroughly loved the Revenant. And I've seen a video, and the Revenant apparently is like the class to AoE farm. Like, God's Whip is like insanely ridiculous. Like, God's Whip is like mad retarded when it comes to grinding. So, we're gonna do that, and then do some PvP and show that the Inquisitor is still a viable, solid PvP, open world PvP. It's not so good in Arena, because my Inquisitor to me is kind of a gank build. Throw on your leather armor, and you kind of got to catch people slipping, and it's a great gank build. Like, I killed somebody today, like, he didn't even have a chance to do anything, because I got him from behind, I jumped him, and it's a stealth class with healing. is how I view the Inquisitor. You know, it can support heal um, in a pinch. You know, I've kept my wife alive. I've played in groups where I've actually used the Inquisitor running dungeons in GHA and had support, and people are like, yeah, Inquisitor's a pretty solid build. So there's that. I'm going to do the Inquisitor video. I'm going to do the Revenant video of Requiem. Show some footage. Show some of the new stuff. Oh, there's a lot of new stuff in this game that's changed. Crafting has changed. So it's really, really good. I'm glad that some of this has changed. And I really wish this rider was pink. I just can't. I could pull off pink in real life, but soaring through the air on a pink glider, I mean, that's the epitome of badass right there. That's when you're like a boss. You see you slide in there and you jump off, throw your, what's up? People are like, okay, yeah, dude, yeah, it's pink, but I can't say nothing because you did it like a boss. You came in hardcore, you just slid on the ground. You were like, shh, you hopped up, and you were like, yeah, say something. I dare you. So, but I'm digging the pink glider. I won't change. Somebody had a squirrel glider, and it looked like the shadow. If you look at it, it looked like roadkill. It looked like a squirrel that got smashed on the road. I don't know if that was what they were going for, but that's what they accomplished. So, anyways, do I have my grass turn? I think I have my grass turn now, because this hill, if I remember, used to be more lush. Like, you'd just tumble down and roll down the hill. I used to do that. You know what? Kids nowadays, they just don't know what it is to have fun. I miss doing that stuff. Like, we used to roll down. There was a big hill when we lived in San Diego, in Murphy Canyon. There was a huge hill. Like, kids would just roll, tumble down. I mean, this hill was about 80 feet down. It was a nice grade too. It wasn't like you were gonna get hurt if you slid down it or if you rolled down it. But that's what the kids do. We get up there or we slide down on cardboard boxes and pistol attack. Yeah, that's something to do. So we would do that and everything. And kids nowadays, my son goes outside. I'm grateful that he likes to go outside and play and everything. My daughter, she's kind of an introvert, but she's she's only 16 this year, so she's at that age where she's starting to get into more adult things, and it's thinking about work, and so the whole playing outside phase and everything, she's past that. But I'm glad my son he likes to sit in the house and play his video games. But if you got something you want to do outside, he's like, oh yeah, he's all for it. So that's good that he still hasn't lost that. But they just don't play like we used to. I remember we used to play, and I didn't know when I was little. I didn't know the term queer was bad. And we used to play a game called Smear the Queer, and it was like, hey, just play Smear, and it was like, and everybody would play, we'd have fun. And then as I grew older, I was like, that was a really messed up game. That was really insensitive. That's an insensitive ass game. And we were kids, and none of the adults said anything, and they knew. What were you guys doing? Oh, we were playing Smear the Queer. It was so fun. Oh, you were? Who's the queer? And they would, and nobody said anything. That's that it was bad. You shouldn't say that. But what? No, really. Knock it off. Laying a smackdown. Oh, Obsidian Spears, great for healing, because now you actually have a melee weapon now that has good damage. Look, that's pretty great damage for a green, and it's got healing power. Not as much as a two-handed, but hey, it'll work. You know what I'm saying? It works for me, and that's what I'm wrong with. Obsidian Sword. But anyways, so that's what's going on with that. We're going to be, like I said, Ark is coming out. We're going to be on Ark. We're going to be playing Project Zomboid, Star Wars. I'm going to be getting deep. Mariana's Trench deep into some Star Wars and some raiding. However, though, videos, we're still going to try to do, produce 2 videos a day, give or take. But we got some things in real life that are coming up that we're going to be doing. We're going to be going to Texas here shortly. And then summertime, we're going to be taking some trips, doing some family stuff. So there's going to be, we're trying to get a bunch of videos backlog. So there may be some videos that I didn't talk about today that will pop up on our backlog. And, there may be some things that people want to see, maybe not. But, the fact is, there's going to be content coming out. Some of it will be, I've already got several videos slated for, several videos made for when we leave. And just random stuff. Random games. We started doing some indie games and looking at some of that. But we're trying to stay ourselves and not copy anybody else's style. But it's hard when you like my style. There's several people that their style is my style is close to their style. Like a lot of my stuff, a lot of like Splattercat stuff he does. Like I sing. Everybody knows I've always done that. I've made up songs and stuff because I used to tease my sister. And you know that song, uh, Hey Nikki, You're So Fine. Well, my sister's name is Missy, and I used to sing, Hey Missy, you ain't fine, you Frankenstein, hey Missy. And I used to sing that when I was little. Oh, she would get so pissed. And so I make, and I had someone say something to me about that. And like, well, no, I'm not copying Spider. That's me. The people that know me in life, they know that. And there are several other people that do that sing. I make up words. I've always made up dumb names. Um, but I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy Splattercat. I look up to Splattercat, as one of YouTubers that, we were around when he was like not. Well, I don't want to say when he wasn't when he was nobody, because he was never nobody, but when he wasn't like who he is today, And I do follow Markiplier and Jack Frags, Frankie, Psy Syndicate. So there are some people that I do, and I do a lot of stuff that they do, and it's not me copying them. It's just that's how I am. It's truly how I am and what I do it, and it's cool that you see these people that have that same thing. And I'm like gesturing here, and I'm pantomiming, and like you can see what I'm doing with my hands. Like I'm like making all these big grand gestures, like I'm casting a spell, like I'm Harry Potter, and I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it as I talk. So, but anyways. Well, that's it for now, I guess. We're going to be putting up these videos, and we hope that you guys enjoy. Hope that you stick around. Hope that you continue to sub. And for those of you that watch this, if there's anything you want to see, if there's a game out on the horizon that you may want to see, let us know in the comments. We're very open to playing stuff, and we don't have buku amounts of money, but we have money. We have money. My wife is so fiscally freaking genius that we have money set aside for, like, if 10 games came out right now, 10 $50 games, we probably wouldn't get all 10 because I probably wouldn't like all 10, but if we could and not be like, oh my gosh, where are we gonna come? We could just go to the store and spend $500 in games right now if you want. We could do that, and I'm not like being braggadocious. That's just how it is. So if there's something coming out you want to see, just shoot something in the comments and let us know, and we'll do our best to bring it to you. And try to post it and let it, like I said, we'll do what we can, see if the game's interesting, if something we want to play, something we want to feature on the channel, we'll do it and everything, and, we'll try to make a good video, make it as entertaining as we possibly can. Well, anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys for listening to me ramble for the last, 25 minutes or something like that. I'm not sure even how long this video is. I didn't even start the timer. This is like an impromptu video. I didn't even start the timer, so. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.